Levi Boone Helm was born in Lincoln County, Kentucky, brought up within a family known for their integrity, diligence, and esteemed standing. During his childhood, the Helm family relocated to Jackson Township, Missouri. Young Helm reveled in showcasing his exceptional might and nimbleness, often captivating onlookers by effortlessly flinging his bowie knife into the ground and swiftly retrieving it while riding a galloping horse. In a bold display of defiance against authority, he once mounted his horse and boldly ascended the courthouse steps, venturing into the courtroom amid an ongoing session of the circuit court, audaciously confronting the judge with his outspoken words, effectively eluding the sheriff's attempt to apprehend him. In 1851, Helm tied the knot with Lucinda Frances Browning, a 17-year-old from Monroe County, Missouri, and they welcomed a daughter named Lucy. Regrettably, Helm's penchant for heavy drinking, outrageous behaviors like riding his horse indoors, and perpetrating acts of violence against his spouse grew more pronounced. The domestic abuse escalated to such an alarming degree that Lucinda sought a divorce, which was financed by Helm's father. Having drained his father's resources and tarnished the family's good name, Helm resolved to make his way to California, lured by the allure of discovering gold. On his venture to California, Helm enlisted the company of his cousin, Littlebury Chute, to accompany him. While Chute initially agreed, he later had second thoughts about the journey. In a fit of anger, Helm tragically ended Chute's life by stabbing him in the chest, then proceeding westward on his own. However, Littlebury's brother and friends pursued him, eventually capturing him. Due to his erratic behavior while in captivity, Helm was confined to a mental asylum. Inside the asylum, he adopted a silent demeanor and managed to persuade his guard to take him on regular walks through the surrounding woods. Seizing the opportunity, Helm successfully escaped from the institution. Continuing his westward travels towards California once more, Helm committed a series of murders during various altercations. Fearing arrest and retribution from vigilantes, he aligned himself with 6 individuals to whom he disturbingly confessed to have consumed portions of his victim's flesh. While en route to Fort Hall, Helm and his companions found themselves under attack by Native Americans, forcing them into the wilderness. Struggling with limited provisions, the men resorted to killing their horses for sustenance and fashioned snowshoes from the hides. The arduous journey took its toll, dwindling the group's numbers until only Helm and a man named Burton remained. When Burton reached the point of exhaustion, Helm left him behind temporarily, only to return to witness Burton taking his own life with a pistol. In a grisly act of survival, Helm consumed one of Burton's legs and preserved the other for his ongoing journey. Eventually, Helm was stumbled upon by an individual named John Powell at an Indian camp. Powell reluctantly allowed Helm to accompany him to Salt Lake City, Utah. Strangely, despite possessing a substantial sum of over $1,400 in coins, Helm neither compensated nor expressed gratitude to Powell for his generosity. Upon arriving in San Francisco, Helm repaid the kindness of a rancher who had taken him in and befriended him by taking the rancher's life. He then ventured to Oregon, resuming a life of robbery, often resorting to murder. In 1862, after indulging in heavy drinking, Helm callously shot an unarmed man named Dutch Fred in a saloon before fleeing the scene. While evading capture, Helm resorted to cannibalism once again, devouring a fellow fugitive who had been accompanying him. Apprehended by the authorities, Helm desperately sought the assistance from his brother, known as Old Tex, among his 12 siblings. With a significant sum of money, Old Tex managed to bribe the witnesses involved in Helm's case. As a result, the authorities failed to secure a conviction and reluctantly released him, allowing Helm to accompany his brother to Texas. Before long, Helm resurfaced in many of the settlements, leaving a trail of further killings in his wake. Ultimately, he was captured in Montana, finally bringing an end to his reign of terror. After teaming up with the notorious Henry Plummer and his gang, Helm and 4 other gang members were captured, arrested, and tried in secret. At trial, Helm kissed the Bible and then proceeded to perjure himself, accusing Three-Fingered Jack Gallagher, Helm's close friend and fellow gang member, of crimes Helm himself had committed. The Montana vigilantes hanged Helm, Gallagher, and other members of the gang in Virginia City, Montana, on January 14, 1864, in front of a crowd of 6,000. Upon seeing his friend Gallagher hang, Helm reportedly remarked, "Kick away, old fellow. My turn next. I'll be in hell with you in a minute." When the executioner approached Helm, he had allegedly exclaimed, "Every man for his principles. Hurrah for Jeff Davis. Let her rip," and then jumped off the hangman's box before it could be kicked away. Levi Boone Helm is buried in Boot Hill Cemetery, Virginia City.